This is a special presentation from UFC Fight Pass. Step into our world at ufcfightpass.com.
170 pounders. Randy Brown will have the height advantage, 6 feet 3 inches tall. Nico Price at 6 feet. He also has a 2-inch reach advantage. Once again, here's Joe Martinez.
And now fight fans, we are set to go with the next bout tonight. 3 rounds. This in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter standing 6 feet even. He weighed in officially 170 pounds, and his professional record, 11 victories, 1 defeat, and 1 no contest. Fighting out of Cape Coral, Florida, here is the hybrid, Nico Price! And across the octagon stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He is a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at the welterweight limit, 171 pounds in 12 professional bouts. His record, 10 victories and 2 defeats. Fighting out of Queens, New York, by way of Spanish Town, Jamaica. Here is Randy Rude Boy Brown. And your referee in charge of the action is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean back inside the octagon to call the action.
Back behind the black.
Thank you, Chrissy Blair. Randy Rude Boy Brown taking on Nico, the hybrid Price. Herb Dean claps him in. And we are underway at 170 pounds. Nico Price, the even money underdog. The coin in the blue, the coin flip favorite at -130 is Randy Brown in the black.
Against the counter striker, see Randy Brown taking his time a little bit. Incredibly long legs. So he uses them effectively, chop out the legs of Nico Price.
Nico going in there for the exchange for Price. He was last in action late January. UFC on Fox in Charlotte. Rear naked choke submission win over George Sullivan in the 2nd round. For Randy Brown, it was in his home city. In a special moment at Madison Square Garden last November, went the distance, unanimous decision victory over Mickey Gall.
You see that, he always backs up. Nico Brown backs up and tends to draw his opponent in where he can. Nico Price tends to go back and draw his opponents in. That's what he does well. So he sets you up for that right hand. You see Randy Brown very, very cautious right now, not wanting to fall into that trap. This is what I was wondering about, yeah, with the aggression of Randy Brown, with the style of Nico Price, kind of negate that early. Would he hesitate? Not come out as aggressively as he did against Mickey Gall.
It's a big right thrown by Randy Brown that connected. Only 2 minutes into this first round, another big right from Brown. He appears satisfied to lead the dance.
Nico Price always resetting back to the center. Trying to draw him in with that backward step.
Uppercut there from Nico Price. Knee to the body from Brown.
Talk about the long legs. That's really helping him in the clinch here.
Price forcing Brown with his back to the fence. Brown reverses position, firing knees, and there's the takedown from Price.
It's a good place for Price to be early on top with his ground and pound. Look at the flexibility of Randy Brown. Really high with the guard.
Let's listen into the corner of Nico Price.
You got good pressure.
Pass that leg over.
Punch. Strike him.
Stay on top.
Strike him.
Stay on top.
Yes.
Pass the guard. Ground him.
Pass him. He's looking for the triangle. Keep that frame in. Keep that frame in. Nice. Pressure.
Stay
elbow.
heavy.
Right now. Elbow.
Take him. There you go.
Put him against the cage. Put his head against the cage.
Pressure.
Your elbow.
Don't grab the fence with your toes.
Pass that guard.
camera left, Jeremiah Rodriguez leads the team for Nico Price, his striking coach. And outside of the octagon, Nico Price made changes since we last saw him. Actually opened up his own gym, which he operates with Rodriguez. Was at American Top Team in Cape Coral, Florida. But he opened up Futures MMA. They told me this week they have some fighters on the cusp. And Nico Price, the star pupil right now. Just over a minute to go, first round. Brown back to his feet and looking to take things to the mat on his accord.
Good transition to the back. Looked like he was going to throw him.
Wow, look at Price flip him over.
That doesn't help,
Brown
though.
that still has the back as we enter the final minute of the first round.
Both hooks in. And he was in a position right there to maybe shake him off the top. He's a little high in the ride, but flipping like that doesn't have that escape anymore.
Randy Brown, a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Had a birthday this week, just turned 28 years old.
No surprise with those legs going body triangle. So hard to shake him in that position. Problem is, not a whole lot of time. A good turn. And that's the detriment of long legs. A lot more space for a guy to turn on you.
And Price spins Brown around to put him toward the fence. Final 20 seconds. Brown looking to explode to his feet. Price gives him some right hands on his way up. Now a knee from Brown landed to the chin. Price returns with a strike. Oh, big action here. Oh, big left hand there from Brown. We'll see the second round. Price a little wobbly.
Okay, give him water. Relax, lean back. Lean back on the way to the cage. Yep. Catch your breath, deep breaths, 3 deep breaths. Okay, listen, you gotta find your range, all right? You're doing good in your feet, but if you can, listen to me. Try to close the distance with your hands up. Work your combinations. You're not throwing combos.
Sir.
Okay? Use the double jab. Set up that right hand. All right? Once you land that right hand, look for the takedown if it's there. All right? You got to circle more. You got to go to your right. Follow that jab. His jab hand is down. All right? You're just throwing one shot at a time. Okay? Double jab.
Let's go. You got 6 more 5s in you. Let's go. Breathe deep. Let's go. All right? Let's go. Pressure. Breathe deep. Hands high. Let's go. Take this round. Take this round. Take it. Let's go. Let's work. Go shooting. Hands up.
And look at the left knee here of Randy Brown. There's one from Price, but look at this. Bang. It looks like it landed right near the right eye of Nico Price. Talked about the long legs of Randy Brown. That's how you use them.
Price using the minute to recover. And right back to the takedown after moving in close on the combination. Brown reverses.
He went back to avoid the choke. Ninja choke, modified guillotine. He went backward to not get caught in that. Ends up on the bottom. Randy Brown showed excellent ground and pound against Mickey Gall.
We saw Price a little wobbly before we went to break. Then was able to gather his wits. And right now, content with the up kicks. Brown goes in for the ground and pounds.
Taking a leg lock, turning it into a sweep, but Brown doing a good job of keeping weight on that left leg. That's what you want to do when your leg's under attack. Put a ton of weight on it. Nice punches.
Brown found an avenue there for a couple of rights. Oh, now some hammer fists.
He's out.
Oh, Brown is out. Nico the hybrid Price. Creative once again in another finish.
Hammer fists from the bottom. Unbelievable. That is short-range power, my friend. Wow. Brown is still out.
Nico Price teed him up with the foot and hammered away and put Randy Brown to sleep.
What we're going to do is we're going to work.
Nico Price rolling for a leg lock in a scramble position, very unawkward, and hammer fist to the chin. I can't wait to see how they announce this one.
Our move of the fight is sponsored by Metro PCS. Get knockout coverage of the UFC on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S.
TKO via hammer fist from the bottom. He was eating some good punches here. And look at this awkward position Randy Brown gets stuck in. 2, 3, 4, 5 outs. He was holding him up. I think he was out in the third one, maybe.
Another look. Useful use of the left foot and a hand.
Unbelievable. Second or third one, and this one is done. Take a listen to it in real time, folks.
Keep turning, keep turning. There it is, Nico. Yes, there we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 minute, 9 seconds. Round number 2, your winner by KO victory, the hybrid, Nico Price!
Our tail of the tape for this welterweight matchup. Berkman, 37 years old, as I mentioned, a birthday in a couple of months. 10 years older than the great white, Alex Morono. Morono, 1 inch taller at 5'11". Again, the reach is at 72 inches on each side. Back inside the octagon for the official introductions with Joe Martinez.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the next bout tonight. 3 rounds, this in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a kickboxer sitting 5 feet, 11 inches tall. Weighing in officially 170 and 1/2 pounds. His professional record stands at 13 victories, 4 defeats, and 1 no contest. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, here is Alex, the Great White Morono! And across the octagon, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist sitting 5 feet, 10 inches tall. He too weighed in officially 170 and 1/2 pounds. And this veteran has a record standing 29 victories, 16 defeats, and 1 no contest. Fighting out of Draper, Utah, here is Joshua, the People's Warrior Berkman! And your referee in charge of the action, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, a nice ovation inside the octagon. Ariani is in Austin with us as well, and we are set to go at welterweight between Joshua Berkman and Alex Morono. Joshua Berkman taking this fight on 2 weeks' notice, battled the flu for a couple of days, but says that he's ready, feels good, and because it's at 170, he was certainly ready to take this opportunity on. Berkman in the gray, Morono in the black.
When you have an interruption like that in your training, and maybe couldn't get everything you need to get done, you have 2 options. Pace yourself, stay slow, stay behind the jab, don't set a pace you can't keep, or throw the kitchen sink in the first few minutes. We'll see which one he chooses. Probably the first option being the veteran who wants to slow the fight down.
And because he took the fight on short notice, said, I didn't really have time to look at what Morono does well and game plan for him. I needed to worry about getting myself ready for another walk to the octagon. 47th pro fight for Berkman, the veteran of season 2 of The Ultimate Fighter.
A lot of fighters tell us that, I don't like game planning for my opponent. I start thinking about what they're going to do rather than what I want to do. Sometimes it's better just to improve yourself. It's all about the mental game.
And for Morono, a similar sentiment. Said last time out he focused too much on his opponent's style, and when it doesn't go the way you think, well, then what happens? So
his last fight against Nakamura, another veteran. I think he was frustrated in that fight. Nakamura able to control the pacing, although Morono very aggressive in that fight.
Big low chop there from Morono. Wobbled Berkman for a moment. Comes forward with the right hand.
That's what I meant by commitment to that right hand. He really pushes behind it. Oh man, that's a good leg kick. Well, that hurt him. He switched stances immediately. Not a good sign. Problem is, a lot of times in the opposite stance, in the southpaw stance, they can get the inside of that leg, and that kills.
Again, Morono among the biggest favorites tonight. Pijoto's -325, Morono -325. Big combination, and down goes Berkman. And now Morono hops on the neck. This is one of Joe's specialties. Morono looking to end this thing early. And there's the tap from Berkman. Alex, the Great White Morono, against one of his heroes, takes care of business in the first round.
And that's one of Josh Berkman's favorite finishes, that guillotine. He's so good with it. He got caught in it tonight.
What a flurry from Alex Morono, who put together the combination, grabbed the guillotine, jumped guard, and good night.
Had him hurt first before he was able to lock the guillotine on. Look at the leg kicks. Unbelievable weapon for this kid. I think Josh Berkman was worrying about that. Switch stances. A lot of coaches will tell you when you switch stances, and you have to do that. Hurts your defense. He had to switch stances a few times, and look at this commitment to the guillotine. Pulling guard, look at the leg over the arm. So much more pressure, so much harder to defend when that right leg is over the arm. Berkman held out as long as he could, and there's a tap with the right hand. Great stuff from the Great White.
Look out for the 27-year-old from Houston, who now has 9 first-round finishes, 6 wins by submission, and has won 8 of his last 10 fights. And this one coming from a guy he started watching in high school as a teenager. Let's make it official once again with Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at the official time. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Round number 1, submission by guillotine for your winner, Texas's own Alex, the Great White Morono.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this bout. 33-year-old Vellante is 3 inches taller than 24-year-old Oleksiejczuk, and the American comes into battle with a 2-inch reach advantage. With the Octagon introductions, here's the veteran voice, Bruce Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 12 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 204 pounds. Fighting out of Lechno, Poland, Michał Lord Oleksiejczuk. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 17 wins, 10 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 206 pounds. Fighting out of Belmore, New York, USA, And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Goddard.
Mark Goddard is the referee for this light heavyweight contest. So we have Oleksiejczuk making his second only UFC appearance. He is in your screens right now against Gian Vellante. Vellante in the black, Oleksiejczuk in the grey, coming out in a southpaw stance.
Got some movement immediately from Oleksiejczuk, side to side, constantly giving Gian Vellante different looks.
He's been training with Muay Thai and K1 world champion Radek Pazutsky. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So
you've definitely not. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. If you said it, John, it's probably wrong.
Oh, come on, busting my balls here tonight, Mr. Hardy.
We've got Pavel in here giving you credit. He's our translator for this fight.
I did it okay. There you go. Forcing Vellante back very early on in this contest.
So much movement from Oleksiejczuk. This is really going to fluster Vellante, who likes a slower paced fight. I mean, the Ed Herman pace was much more suited to him.
But that's what you got to look out for, right, Dan?
You've got to look out for. I mean, if he lands, it absolutely hurts people. And Oleksiejczuk is, I mean, it's quite erratic, the movement.
He wasn't doing this in his debut, Dan.
No, but, I mean, that's maybe something else he's added to in order to face Gian Vellante. Try and get him to throw and miss, so he can use his speed advantage.
Taking me back to some old kung fu films.
Absolutely. This looks a little bit like a middleweight fight and a light heavyweight, I'll be honest. I think Oleksiejczuk could possibly make middleweight as well. This movement is far too fast for this division. I mean, Gian Vellante is struggling to keep up with this. He's taking shots that he's not able to return from.
I wonder if fellow light heavyweights can lodge a complaint.
Body shots! What?
That's it, it's done! He gets the knockout in his return!
Wow! Body shot from Oleksiejczuk put Vellante on the canvas. The crowd is silent. People aren't even sure what happened. Very, very nice. Oleksiejczuk. Lots of movement, lots of chaos. Vellante was not really sure where to put his guard, and then bam, right into the stomach.
What a way to come back.
Let's have a look at this. Oleksiejczuk dropping in. Beautiful work. Right hook digs to the midsection. You can see the look on Gian Villante's face. Looks like he's just swallowed a hard candy and he's not sure what to do about it. I mean, drops to the canvas. Couldn't get any air in his lungs. Beautiful shot. That is the effect of a perfectly placed body shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 34 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Michal Lord Oleksiejczuk.
Dustin Peg returns to the octagon, ready to fight Kyoji Horiguchi, who is looking to follow in the footsteps of one of Japan's most dynamic stars. A prodigy of Japanese great Norifumi Kid Yamamoto, Kyoji Horiguchi makes his UFC debut tonight against Dustin Peg. Owner of a devastating striking attack that has led him to knockouts in 7 of his 11 wins, Horiguchi also steps into the octagon with a 5-fight winning streak that includes a 2012 victory over UFC veteran Ian Loveland. Former Ultimate Fighter competitor Peg always brings the excitement on fight night, though after controversial split decision losses to Ken Stone and Yves Jaboué, the disciple is looking for a decisive finish. Coming up next, Kyoji Horiguchi faces Dustin, the disciple Peg. Impressive 11-1 record at just 23 years old. The Shooto 132-pound world champion and 2010 Shooto rookie and most valuable fighter of the year, Kyoji Horiguchi makes his UFC debut tonight.
And Kyoji Horiguchi is, as you said, a disciple of Kid Yamamoto, probably one of the most famous fighters to ever come out of Japan. He was successful in both mixed martial arts and in K1 Max kickboxing. And he has been a part of that Crazy B team ever since he got out of high school. So he was also a regional karate champion in Japan, and expect him to be very well versed in all aspects of mixed martial arts as a protege of Yamamoto.
Massive puncher, has very clean technique. Likes to stay on the feet, likes to sling, looks for the knockout. He is a true 125, but the opportunity presented itself for him to make his debut in the UFC, and he takes it at 135 against Dustin Peg. 5-fight winning streak, 4 first-round finishes for Kyoji Horiguchi. Set to make his UFC debut. His opponent, Dustin Peg. Fighting in the octagon for the 6th time. He and his wife Jackie just welcomed their son Asher a few months back. He spent 6 weeks at the Ultimate Fighter House. He went to camps in New Mexico, Virginia, and Texas. This time he changed it up. He stayed closer to home. Also worked with Jeff Smith and the guys at Unrivaled Athletics. He feels he has had a very good and focused training camp, and he knows he's in need of a victory tonight.
He's a very talented kid. Came up short in the last fight against Yves Jaboué, but a lot of folks, me included, thought he could have easily gotten the decision in that fight. It was a very close fight, though, but Jaboué's a very talented fighter, as is Dustin. Dustin's extremely well-rounded and is really developing in all aspects of his game. Since we've seen him in Season 14 of The Ultimate Fighter, we've seen continued steady improvement from this young man.
And the 2 fights prior to the very close fight in Winnipeg, Joe, were on short notice. I mean, he fought Ken Stone on 6 days' notice, so everything is in line for Dustin Peg tonight. Now he just needs to get it done and earn himself a victory over the newcomer. Our tale of the tape for this Bantamweight battle. The newcomer fighting out of Tokyo, Japan, just 23 years old, 3 years younger than Peg, who is 4 inches taller and will have an 8.5 inch reach advantage. With the introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a karate fighter holding a professional record, 11 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Tokyo, Japan, Kyoji Horiguchi. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 11 wins, 9 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Dustin, the disciple of Peg. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
The veteran, one of the best in the business, Herb Dean, our referee for this bantamweight fight, the beautiful Ariani. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and here we go. White trunks for Dustin Peg, silver trunks for Kyoji Horiguchi, who throws the kick early.
Horiguchi with a very wide stance, very much like Yamamoto. A lot of movement, side to side.
Quick inside leg kick there, Joe.
Hands down. A lot of movement from Horiguchi. Missed with that big right hand. Dustin's got a hold of him, drags him to the ground. May have an arm triangle here. May have an arm triangle. Does not have his hands clasped together though, Mike. Wow. Dustin Peg got the body triangle already, has his back. He has this arm triangle position, but it looks like he's going for the rear naked choke based on the fact that he's got the body triangle locked in. Yep, he's got his back now fully. A little high on the back here. Look at this. Horiguchi standing. Good job. Very smart by Horiguchi to stand up like that.
Still trying to lock it in. Peg with 8 career wins by submission.
Wow, Peg is going for it early here. He's pulling on his own gloves, which is legal. You're allowed to pull in your own gloves. Can't pull in your opponent's gloves. But you can use your own glove to cinch up a choke. It's actually a very nice way to get leverage. And Peg still, he's not going to let go of that arm under the chin. That's a critical position. Having that arm under the chin is huge. Now it's all about connecting the right hand to the left hand and committing to the choke. But as long as he continues with that right arm under the chin, Horiguchi's in big, big trouble. And Dustin Peg, see, Horiguchi's going 2-on-1 here on the left arm. As long as he does that, he's probably safe. If he keeps that arm in his control, but he's got to make his decision here. So now he's pulling on the hand of the other one, and he gets it out. But now Peg switches it to the other hand.
Side, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very difficult to do while you're riding on a guy's back. Plus, you're taxing out your legs while you're doing this. So Horiguchi's taxing himself a bit because he's supporting Peg. He can take a little bit of that off by pressing up against the cage like he's doing. Peg is really going to tax his legs out here, though, holding on. So it becomes a matter of how much time do you want to invest in this position?
Right.
How much energy are you going to invest trying to go for it here in this first round? Now Peg doesn't have much weight on the legs because he's kind of the way Horiguchi's pressed forward. At least he was there for a bit. He was riding on his back. Didn't have to support himself with his legs.
And Horiguchi felt that space and tried to buck him off a little bit.
Yeah, Peg can't hang on forever with that body triangle because it will wear your legs out. And he's still got 2.5 rounds to fight. So now he's letting go. He let go with that leg, decided to go back and stand up.
Horiguchi stayed very calm, too.
Yes, he did. And he stayed very calm and did the right thing while the arm was under the chin. 2-on-1 on the other hand, it's really difficult to get a rear naked choke. I mean, it's possible, but really difficult to get it with one arm.
So still a hook, still on the back, but much safer is Horiguchi now.
And Peg's still hanging on, though. He's still got that one hook, and he triangles it under his foot, under his knee, rather. But now he's losing it, and look at this. Horiguchi turns it on him.
Well done.
Good patience by Horiguchi.
Now Horiguchi trying to put some pressure on Dustin Peg here. Wide base for Peg.
Tell you what though, Mike, that transition where Peg took his back was absolutely beautiful. Going from a standing arm triangle position to taking the back.
Well, just missed with the elbow, Joe.
And it really highlighted what we were talking about, that Peg has really improved steadily since we've seen him on The Ultimate Fighter. He's putting in the work. Nice right hand there by Peg.
Was in that fight of the season on The Ultimate Fighter season 14 with Louis Gaudino. Nice knee.
Good right hand by Horiguchi too.
Remember, Peg is much taller and he's got an 8.5-inch reach advantage.
Nice knee to the body by Peg. Oh,
big
beautiful takedown.
He tossed him to the mat.
Yeah, Peg may be working for, the way he pummels that arm through, he may be working for a Darce here.
Final seconds of round number 1. Good round for Dustin Peg.
Oh,
nice
big
shot
hand by
Horiguchi.
Breathe. Open up. Keep your distance. Use your legs. Move around. A little better on the footwork. Relax. Relax and you'll be okay. Breathe. Yeah, good. Don't keep your distance. Use your legs. Concentrate. Kicks, kicks. 1, 2, and kicks. Finish with the kick. Concentrate.
Here's a nice knee by Peg to the chin. And a right hand by Horiguchi and a left as well. And here's that beautiful throw. And the only thing that kept him from winding up in side control was that they were up against the cage. And there's a nice right hand from the top by Horiguchi.
Let's fight.
Round 2.
It's really interesting, Mike. You see so much of Yamamoto's style in the way Horiguchi moves. Oh, nice left hook by Horiguchi.
He started it with that inside leg kick.
Oh, he
walked into that one.
Oh! Peg's a
big shot! Horiguchi with a big left hook. Ground and pound.
Oh, big
looking to finish this fight.
Peg's got to cover up.
Peg's in trouble.
He's trying to keep his wits about him. Herb Dean taking a real good look at him here.
Peg's got to push him away.
Peg's trying to go for a leg lock, trying to do anything to hang on. At least this way he can bury his head in the hips. Try to get deep on this half guard.
Couple of big left hooks connect early here in round 2.
Huge shots by Horiguchi. Peg was in some real trouble. But it looks like he's got him down now. Nicely done. Beautiful sweep by Peg. Very patient with that sweep. And now Peg on top. At least he gets a chance to clear the cobwebs here.
Many of those significant strikes landed came a moment ago by Horiguchi.
And Horiguchi trying to stand back up. Peg trying to stay on top of him here. Peg does not want him to get on top because he's probably still a little dizzy. Those are some hard shots by Horiguchi. We don't know how much Peg has really recovered. We haven't seen him stand yet.
We've seen Dustin Peg rocked a few times in the octagon, and he's one of those guys who has the ability to recover.
Back on his back again, Horiguchi on top. Head and arm control here by Horiguchi. Peg defended the arm triangle, got his arm out of that position.
In the half guard.
And he's going to go under again with the same sweep that he tried to use before, that deep half. His head is too exposed. He's got to tuck his head deep into the hips to avoid being punched like that.
Kyoji Horiguchi said he started karate when he was 5 years old because his father forced him to do it.
He's taking some shots here. Peg is.
And Horiguchi for a small 135. He's giving Dustin Peg a big second round here.
Well, he was really leaping into those shots. A lot of power and torque behind him. Now Dustin's going for the arm triangle from the bottom, but he gave up on it so quickly, which leads me to believe that he's probably very tired. And that's another factor of getting tagged like that. Nothing takes your gas tank away like getting rocked.
Horiguchi was leaping into those punches, as you said, Joe, like a John Dodson or a John Lineker does. Really putting your body into a big shot. Postured up and landed a big one. And again, that's textbook the way he's posturing up,
yeah,
Joe.
Absolutely, and he has some real power in these shots, Mike. Oh! These are hard shots. Yeah. Dustin is in a lot of trouble here.
You're going to hear the shots land.
Yeah, he's got to control this kid's posture. Hang on tight with that full guard and control the neck, but I think he's too tired to do it. Oh, man, he is taking a pounding here. Oh,
more big ground and pound.
Horiguchi can stop him here.
Yeah. Peg's in trouble again.
If he just continues to throw these shots.
Looking to finish it right here. Hit it! It's all over!
That's it.
Kyoji Horiguchi earns the victory in his UFC debut.
Big win for Horiguchi. Vicious, vicious ground and pound from this UFC newcomer. And, you know, incredible that this guy fights at 125 because the power he displayed at 135, quite impressive.
It all began with the big left hook of Horiguchi. Boom!
There was one, that's one that rocked him, and he landed several before that, Mike. And that one caught him right on the chin. The legs give out, and some ferocious ground and pound by Horiguchi. Over and over again, connected. Herb Dean was warning Peg. He said he was going to stop it, but I think Peg had taken so many shots, he wasn't really in a position to properly defend himself anymore.
Man, that was some old school posturing up and throwing down.
Yeah, it certainly was. Very impressive debut.
Congratulations, Kyoji Horiguchi. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 51 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Kyoji Horiguchi.
Tail of the tape. Experience-wise, goes through locked dog spot, being 5 years younger, 1 inch shorter. He's 5'9". Challenger 5'10", and here we go.
The lock dog trying to defend his title for the first time.
Yep. They touch gloves, and here we go now, round number 1 of this 5-round Bantamweight Championship. Lock dog, very electric, explosive fighter. He's got that nuclear athleticism in him. What do we know about Sylvester Chifumbu? Well, he's got 7 wins, 2 losses. Fights out of Joburg, South Africa.
Very, very special fighter, Steve. I'll tell you, I've watched this guy a number of times, and he has been in some absolute wars, to say the least. And tonight we find out if he's on the level here with our champion, Vinicius Lock Dog de Oliveira.
Both guys are strikers, so it's always good to watch both strikers, but then we know sometimes it goes down to grappling.
And they have a very similar bodies, very similar height, reach.
Well, you know, and Chifumbu doesn't seem fazed by de Oliveira, but de Oliveira is that good. I mean, he's that special of a fighter. We've known that ever since he made his debut here in UAE Warriors, that he is one of the best. Chifumbu coming off a win to win the EFC Bantamweight champion over Faiz Jacobs, and then before that a win over Asiasu Shitamba. So has certainly earned his place in this title bout.
Chifumbu black trunks and a Lock Dog pink trunks.
In the pink, I like it.
Oh yeah.
Rocking the pink tonight.
That grazed him a little bit.
3 straight wins in a row for Lock Dog over Yokubov, Zolobekov and over Alawi. This is a guy that, truthfully, if you want to know the nuts and bolts of it, this is the type of fighter that Mick Maynard came to watch tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of eyes are on this.
Oh!
Here we go. Woo! Throwing for the fences and landing.
Wow.
Oh, those low leg kicks.
The champion throw everything on the punches. And
Yeah. And it's just very loose. It's just.
Oh, my goodness, Chip Fumbo got
he's
rocked.
wobbly.
He wobbled.
Oliveira, now he's going to go for a
takedown.
Very nice.
Smart move by Chip Fumbo as he got absolutely
Perfect
throttled.
time,
Oliveira's not going to stay on the ground, though. Big shots.
Against the cage now.
I'm not sure he's recovered.
I don't know that he has either, Oli. I'll be honest with you. He got rung.
Oh,
and a big shot to the body by Chip Fumbo. Chip Fumbo has come to fight.
He's dangerous when hurt.
We're having some fun out here. This one can go all 5 rounds potentially.
they start to have some kind of communication
Oh, baby,
there.
what a battle here. Bringing the fight to Luck Dog.
Well, Luck Dog is putting his hands down. I think that's a bit dangerous.
Of course it is.
Uh,
Don't be slow, man. This is a title fight, guys.
You know what they say? Do not.
Oh,
wow!
my goodness.
Oh, he's level. Oh, he's coming in. About to knock out. Oh, he's down. Woo!
Wow.
Oh, Luck Dog going for the finish.
Goddard's going to have to stop it. No, it's going to be a tap out. Here it is.
Going for the finish. Luck Dog.
It's
It looks tight.
champion.
It looks tight.
It's over.
He's going to
It's
be
very
the
tight.
champion.
Luck Dog. He tapped.
Luck Dog.
It's still the champion.
Gladiator. Good gravy. What a finish. Sign him up. Put him on the roster.
And still champion.
As good as gone, my friend. That boy
Wow.
is going to the UFC. That was a beautiful finish.
Hey,
That was a beautiful
performance for a
Wow.
game.
What a beautiful performance.
Listen,
What a
by
wild
the
end.
champion.
incredible way to come to fight, but that was just too much. That's striking, Oli.
Oh,
You've been in
incredible.
there and struck with the best. That overhand right is
All the credit
dangerous.
for the Luck Dog.
One of the best overhand rights I've
Wow.
ever seen in this division. I mean, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
But giving credit for his opponent, guys. He accepted the
Yeah.
fight with less than a week.
Oh, he looked good. I thought he looked good moments there.
So, yes, I thought so.
First of all, I think the fight was evenly matched. It's just a matter of like who
Similarly
goes.
matched.
Yeah, exactly. Who lands first? That was the fight, you know. Well, hands down, and still champion. Luck Dog, once again victorious.
Luck Dog remaining the UAE Waters champion. What a great performance.
Great performance, great night.
What a great night, Steve.
Exactly. To all of our VIPs in attendance out here and all the guests, all of you watching from your homes all over the world. Thanks for joining us. UAE Warriors 24 is a wrap. We're going to have 25 coming up very soon, so stand by for that. But for now, we're going to have the official announcement here at Cyrus Feast.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard calls a stop to the contest at 3 minutes, 43 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by tap out, to the ring